everyone, this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to Season 3 of Royal Clan in ClanGen. When we left off, Queen Rainstar received a harrowing vision from StarClan about the dangers the clan would face in the next 6 moons, like Ghostfeather's potential death. Thankfully, Ghostfeather's infection healed and he survived. Instead, it was Hemlock who succumbed to her frostbite and died. Now, I did say that we were gonna play off camera, or I was, until we got a pregnancy notice, and I also said I would take notes of major events and I would update you guys on that in this episode. But guys, we were away for so long and so much happened that it is going to be a little bit exhausting to read through it all. So instead, what I'm going to do is put down all my notes in the comment section. Like, I'll do a pinned comment, so if anyone's interested in what actually happened, and you want a detailed explanation of that, then feel free to have a read of that. But we are going to be covering some things and the changes that happened, but we'll do it like in the game through the cat list. But we are now picking up on moon 152. Just for reference, it was the moon 120 when we left off. It is now a moon 152 in the second turn of Leafall. And Fierce Tooth is finally pregnant. Guys, I honestly thought she was never going to give us kids and we would just pixelate into oblivion, but no. She finally graced us with some good news, like 32 moons later. I'm sure you can already tell, but our lineup is looking quite different and some of the cats are looking quite different too. First up, I think we should go through the dead cats, the cats that passed on in the 32 moons that we were away. So let's see, we want to order this by death. So the last thing we knew of was Hemlock dying, right? Hemlock died in the altered timeline, which is actually now the original timeline. She lived in the Vision timeline, but unfortunately she's no longer with us. But we were aware of that. That wasn't the shock value. And then we had 3 more deaths after her. So when I was playing off camera, we had 3 more deaths. Garlic Glow, Lion Freckle, and Bear Pelt all passed away. Now, I might be mistaken, I'll verify this in a second, but I'm pretty sure Garlic Glow, she passed away peacefully in old age. Lion Freckle, I think, got yellow cough, and Bear Pelt got frostbite while out gathering herbs. So his death might have actually been similar to... Hemlock, actually. So Garlic Glow, let me check. Yeah, she died of old age. Lion Freckle died of yellow cough. And then Bear Pelt, he died of frostbite from searching for herbs and leaf bear. And what was Hemlock? Hemlock was the same. No, she froze to death after hunting in a storm. Right. So that's kind of what we have in terms of deaths. Among the living cats, obviously the cats in politics, they are different. And in case you're wondering, I consider the the 4 most important roles in the clan, like the leadership roles, to be, the political circle. So our leader or king/queen, our deputy, who is our royal advisor, our medicine cat, who is the royal physician, and the mediator, who is the matchmaker. I consider those roles to be politics. So the lineup looks different because a bunch of cats have had promotions. Rainstar is still our leader, of course. Foxclaw is now the royal advisor. Ghostfeather is the royal physician, and Freezefur is the matchmaker. That aside, as you can see, Inkfeather has aged up since she is now a senior and she has retired. Flare Freckle has also aged up into a senior and she has retired. Shining Stripe has also aged up into a senior and retired. So very, very adorable. The elders are looking quite adorable. That aside, we also have some mated pairs that have created themselves. So Cinnamon Tail and Freezefur, I think, are a mated couple. Yeah, so they kind of started having feelings for one another, and Freeze and Cinnamon Tail. Yeah, and they ended up in a relationship. And they have been in a relationship for a while, actually. So that's really nice, because I had been wanting Freezefur to have some sort of companionship for a while. I mean, Freezefur was one of the cats who didn't have any living family members within the clan, even though he was born as a royal. So I'm kind of happy that that is a thing. The other pairing. So Rainstar, I think this was more recent, but Rainstar actually started developing feelings for, who was it? Flarefreckle. For Flarefreckle. And she had a talk with Shining Stripe because she was and is mated to Shining Stripe. And after getting his approval, she and Flarefreckle became mates as well. So Rainstar practically has like a harem now that consists of Shining Stripe and his sister Flarefreckle, which is quite fascinating. So yeah, she's living the high life. Was there anything else? Oh yeah, that aside, I think somewhere in between, Ghostfeather basically developed feelings for Flarefreckle, and Ghostfeather, I think, confessed to her twice, and she rejected him in public twice, which was very embarrassing and humiliating. And if I'm not mistaken, after the two rejections, Ghostfeather ended up becoming mated to, I think, Bearpelt. I could be wrong, but I feel like he became mates with Bearpelt. No? Was this a different timeline? I could be mixing up my timelines. Let me really quickly check my notes, because no, Ghostfeather and Bearpelt actually became mates, and they did not break up. So that's intriguing. Now, the way to check this, actually. The way to check this. Yeah, they were mates. They were mates. But you know what? He might have been in StarClan long enough that maybe Ghostfeather has moved on from him, but they ended up becoming mates. Yeah, I thought so. So that's kind of what we had for all of the changes that the cats have kind of gone through. I think this is much easier for us to digest than me just reading through everything that happened, because, it was a lot of stuff. So that's kind of how the clan looks right now. And that's how things are going, like, presently. Okay, in terms of the main events, there's only one big thing that we're looking at here. Fiercetooth announced that she is expecting kits. She won't be moving into the nursery just yet, which is good, so we have some of our cats still going out on patrols. Now with Fiercetooth, guys, even though she took so long to have her kittens, I think we have to acknowledge the fact that she got mated to Foxclaw and she was very young. Like, right now, she's at 55 moons. So she was around the 20 moon mark when she was mated to Foxclaw. And right now, Foxclaw is 107 moons, so he was quite a bit older than her. So he might have been, and they've been in love with each other for a long time. I think since the beginning of this season. I think maybe in the last season when we left off, they had already fallen in love. But even if he was ready for kittens, she must have felt like too young to have kittens. I think she wanted to enjoy life as a warrior before she started a family of her own and had that to worry about. But after the recent deaths we've had, the population is growing older, and you do need the younger cats to basically keep the clan going, because the more cats that either die off or become elders, that's how many cats less we have, how many paws we have fewer when we're going out to hunt during patrols. So there is a population that needs to be fed, and we don't have enough cats going out and hunting. So maybe she kind of started feeling a sense of responsibility towards the clan, and that she should probably get a move on with that. Regardless, I think the timing is great right now. Now we can head straight into the relationship events because we don't have, thankfully, any sick or injured cats in the den. Fierce Tooth is the only one mentioned because she's expectant, and that's pretty much it. So, Foxclaw helps Shining Stripe hide from a clanmate. Freezefur did an embarrassing prank on Shining Stripe's friend. Flarefreckle was flattered by Scorch Hollow's politeness this morning. Flarefreckle dispels a bad rumor about Lotus Gaze. Both Inkfeather and Scorch Hollow startle at a clap of thunder. Freezefur gets a bug off of Inkfeather's pelt and takes it out of camp. Foxclaw had a good dream about Fierce Tooth, which is very, very sweet. Foxclaw, you know what, maybe that good dream was Foxclaw finding out that he's going to be a father and he's going to have kittens with Fierce Tooth before, she told him the good news. That would be adorable. Foxclaw can't stand hearing about how helpful Lotus Gaze is. Ghostfeather goes to Freezefur for advice about some recent troubles. Ghostfeather and Fierce Tooth had to fix something around camp and argued about how to fix it. It ended up being fixed by some other cat in the end. Freezefur saw Scorch Hollow the other day but didn't get a chance to meow hello. Freezefur notices that Scorch Hollow brought him a big piece of prey. Queen Rainstar always takes food to Inkfeather. Queen Rainstar had a good dream about Cinnamon Tail. Queen Rainstar let Cinnamon Tail know that a clanmate was talking badly about him. Fierce Tooth tries to look at Freezefur's actions from another perspective and starts to like him more. Lotus Gaze tells a story to Fierce Tooth, and Fierce Tooth suggests how to make it even better. Queen Rainstar compliments one of Scorch Hollow's friends. Also, Fierce Tooth, is cousins with Lotus Gaze and Scorch Hollow, so that's really adorable when they spend time together. And that's all we have for the relationship events. And now for the cat list. So let's go through and see what everyone is up to. Queen Rainstar is thinking about battle strategies. Foxclaw is having a nice conversation with the cats guarding camp. Ghostfeather is checking up on the warriors. Freezefur is glad it's not so hot out anymore. Cinnamon Tail tries to set a good example for younger cats. Fierce Tooth is not looking forward to the sparse hunting in Leaf Bear. Lotus Gaze can't wait to take a nap later. Scorch Hollow is feeling sassy today. Inkfeather leaps into a pile of fallen leaves. Flarefreckle is glad it's not so hot out anymore. And Shining Stripe almost got lost near some two-leg nests. Also, I'm pretty sure normally when two cats have the same kind of thing they're doing, I say that they're hanging out together. So Flarefreckle and Freezefur. Flarefreckle and Freezefur hang out together, which is neat. That's pretty fun. But that's all we have for the cat list. And now we're moving on to patrols. I realized that I didn't do any matchmaking, even though a matchmaker is, okay and in a good enough mood to do that. But we don't have any couples that we're waiting for a litter from or encouraging a litter with. So there's no need for me to use the matchmaker, since the litter we're currently focused on, or the couple we're focused on with Foxclaw and Fierce Tooth are already now expectant, so we don't have to use the matchmaker with them. But okay, we currently have 60.1 prey and we need 27.5, so we're going to send out Ghostfeather first off and see what he comes across. There's still time this leaf fall to store away a good harvest of dried but potent daisy leaves, in case Royal Clan's elders need it for their joints or cats need to unexpectedly travel. Proceed. Frustratingly, some herbivore has come through and feasted on the daisies Ghostfeather targets. The plants will recover, but these half-chewed-on leaves are useless to Royal Clan. Okay, that was unfortunate, and we're gonna have a patrol of 6, which is very nice. So Queen Rainstar, Fierce Tooth, Lotus Gaze, Scorch Hollow, Foxclaw, and Cinnamon Tail. Let's see what they get up to. The patrol meets Down Clan, a clan they consider to be allies at the border. Proceed. Lotus Gaze approaches the other patrol first, calling out a greeting and then remarking on a recent battle between Down Clan and one of the other clans. Lotus Gaze compliments the Down Clan cats on their battle prowess. Relations with Down Clan have improved, which is very, very nice. And it seems as though that's all we have for the patrols. And that about wraps it up for this video. There were a lot of changes for sure, but hopefully the clan is in for some good days now that Fierce Tooth is getting ready to have her own litter of kittens. With that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.